Hello, my friends. Welcome back to another episode, Coffee Corner. So today in this video, there is no certain or specific topic for today's video. I'm just gonna kind of chat it away. Um, I wouldn't say it's a topic. I would say it's a theme. I've been wanting to do this for a while. This is being Chinese in Canada. So you may think, you may see a lot of videos like that on YouTube or somewhere else, but they were talking about being Chinese American or Chinese Canadian in Canada. But this is a totally different story. I'm talking about being real Chinese in another English speaking country. I've got a lot of stories about this. I kind of just really want to chat about it. I feel like when I first came here as an ESL learner, my experience was very pleasant because I don't know about other students or other people. I'm only talking about my own experience. When I first came here, everybody was so nice, so kind to me. Nobody said anything about like, oh, you're Chinese, you're supposed to do this or that. My homestay parents, they were really nice. They treated me like their daughter. So they took me to the beach, took me somewhere else. Every time when they traveled, they came back with gifts, unlike what your parents would do for you, right? When they go on a business trip, they came back with gifts. Anyway, I really loved them, and they never said anything about I just don't know. They never said anything very offensive. So I like them. And at school, everyone will be like super nice to you. And then even my English was really terrible, but they would still think, oh my God, your English is really good. Oh, wow. So good for you. You studied hard. And then all the compliments about your speaking, about the person, yourself, about even how I look. They would say, oh my God, look at you, so beautiful. Until one day I realized when they say, you're so beautiful, don't take it too seriously because they're talking about that as the compliment. And because there's another girl, she's really pretty. She's very pretty. So when the same person says, oh my gosh, she's really pretty, she's gorgeous. And I know, so I'm actually not pretty, I'm just beautiful. So anyway, that's a funny thing, but short time of being ESL learner, and then I switched to a different role. That is, I went to university for my master, and there it's quite different because nobody's going to treat you as a ESL learner. You're just a master student there, so you're supposed to be like those like other students. It doesn't matter where you're from. You're not learning English here, so you're learning the content. So speaking good English is not a standard anymore. It's, are you smart? Can you handle this case? And can you do that, right? So I didn't really have that experience at university. When I was doing my master, it was more like they will kind of say something like, oh, we already have a group on this project. So that wasn't happening to me. I think that was someone else. They didn't want that girl because her English really wasn't good. I understand. But when it comes to you being a Chinese and your English is not good and other groups don't want you, so it sounds a little bit racist. So anyway, that wasn't my case. After that, and then I volunteered and I switched from a ESL learner to a ESL teacher. That changed a lot. Okay, so people's attitude about you, a Chinese, teach English in an English-speaking country. Holy cow! So that was quite interesting. So when I volunteered at a public school, so it always took me like 1 hour to commute. No, 2 hours actually on the bus. So I had to transfer like multiple buses to get there. Anyway, so at work it was fine. I think working at a public school or government funded programs, you don't really see much kind of racist attitude there, but the regular people, crazy. I think I talked about this on Zhihu one time that I was on the bus when I finished my volunteer. And then one guy got on a bus, said, "Hey, are you from China?" I was like, "Yeah." And he said, "Oh, your English is so good. I have no problem communicating with you. We should definitely grab a coffee and chat." I'm like, "Are you trying to hate on me?" So that was the first guy. Same bus, same bus. So I said, "Sorry, I don't have cell phone and I don't use cell phone. So sorry for that." And then he kind of left me alone. And then second guy on the same bus. So probably about like 5-10 minutes later, second guy got on a bus and saw me and started chatting with me. And that was funny because he said, "Well, your English is not good. You have a very strong accent. Your pronunciation is not good. Maybe we should get together and I can help you practice English." Nope, thank you. So I said, "Well, no, thank you." So I kind of got off the bus earlier, like a few stops earlier, and I'm like, "Oh no, I'm not gonna deal with that." So that was the first thing when people talk about my English because I'm Chinese. That was okay. I thought that was a funny story to share, but when it comes to work, um, it's really interesting. I would say that. That's because when I first started my part time um, at a private language school, and people thought I was the like paperwork staff, right? So they didn't really think I was a teacher, which makes sense. While a lot of Chinese people are doing paperwork and main work, right? So that was their first impression or stereotype. So I still remembered I was covering some teachers back then. I didn't have any like a formal teaching job. I was there. I was a main staff. I was just trying to cover other teachers when they were late or when they were sick. They couldn't do it. I had to jump in and take it over, right? So that was something. Um, and then it's our own people. I encountered a lot of racism stuff from our own people, or I would say Asian people. Uh, Young people are okay. They're happy to have me because they're like, "Oh, a Chinese teacher. Can we speak Chinese? Can you explain everything in Chinese?" But it's like adult. They don't like, which I understand, right? So it's like I pay so much money to be here to learn English, and and you got me this Chinese woman. Is she good? I don't know. Why is she teaching here? I totally understand the situation. It's just their attitude. I still remember the parents were like, uh, "I don't want her." She said that she said, "I don't want her because she's Chinese. I'm not paying money for Chinese." Um, and back then I wasn't really confident. I thought, well, maybe because I'm not good, and then she said that, not like she's actually just racist. So that was something, and I had a lot of that kind of experience from our own people. Then I have this Korean Japanese mixed guy. So he was very serious. He questioned me in the beginning. He said, "Where are you from?" I said, "I'm from China." So, "Oh, so what is your first language?" I said, "My first language is English." And then he said, "That can be true." I said, "Why?" "Because 24/7 I speak English. So that is my first language here." So he couldn't believe it. That's okay. And he always questioned every single thing I said in class because he didn't believe I could teach. But the thing is, I have a master degree. I have a lot of experience, and I have more qualification than most of the native speakers at school. But they don't see it. They see how you look. Fine. And then the funny thing is, at the end, he really liked me. And when he left, he actually gave me some gifts. I was like kind of surprised. Oh, okay, because I don't really like you. uh, anyway, that's the thing. And then when we had a summer program there, so mostly dealing with the kids, and their parents were there too. And then they saw me and they basically said, "I don't want her to be in my team." They didn't want me to be in the team because I'm not Canadian. fine. And then I was so mad that I just decided not speak English. And that's one of the reasons I'm really trying to improve my accent. Not because I don't like being Chinese. That's just because I want to show everybody it doesn't matter who you are or where you're from, you still can speak good English. And accent is part of that. But I don't want people to say that, oh, when you speak, you have a very strong Chinese accent. Then I can't argue with them that I'm actually really good. So, well, the reality is you can't really deny that they don't believe in Chinese teachers, right? Chinese English teachers. So what you can do is to be better of yourself, right? So improve and then be the best. Anyway, so then after the summer program, and then there's two Chinese kids. They're not in summer program, but they're kind of like older, about 17, 18, kind of like at that age. And I just finished my teaching, so sometimes it's hard for me to switch channels. I speak English all the time. Then when I look at other people, my first reaction is English. So when they ask me questions, I didn't realize I didn't switch language. So I was like, yeah, so something going on. They were shocked because, hey, this Chinese teacher speaks good English there. And they were so intimidated that they were scared, and they said, teacher, Chinese? And I was like, huh. I said, no, just a little bit. So they never spoke Chinese with me, and they were so respectful, which is rare. And it was just a quite experience with them. And one day, we were doing some registration there, and then one Chinese student, I like him. He's a good kid, so he came to me and started speaking Chinese. And those two kids were just behind me, and they were so shocked. It's like, teacher, you understand Chinese? You speak Chinese? And I was like, yeah, a little bit, but not so good. And they believed it. And that's when I think, if you can speak good English, it's not like you're trying to deceive your own identity, but it's like, it's good. You can show people that you're strong, you're qualified. You don't have to be native speakers to be English, but you do have to be very good at teaching to be an ESL teacher, right? So that's a good point. And since then, I've been really trying to improve my English all the time, so I can one day, when someone pointing at me like, you're Chinese, I said, so what? I teach well, I speak well. Any problem with that? Right? So I can say that because I have the confidence to say that. But first of all, you have to improve yourself. You have to be good. Then you have the gut to say, I'm good. So, freak off. That was the experience. And then I've got a couple of teachers, not very common, but a couple of white teachers saying they were like, I covered her class one time, and then her students really liked me. I do think I'm a very good teacher, and I'm funny, I'm energetic, and I always use simple examples to explain complicated things, right? So I do believe I'm a good teacher. So students like me. Surprise! No. They all liked me. And then this teacher came to me and said, oh, how was your first class? I hate when people talk to me like I'm R-worded. If you don't know R-worded, it's retarded. So like, I'm not a native speaker, but I'm not stupid, okay? Why are you treating me like that? Why are you talking to me like that? But she said that, and I'm like, yeah, it's pretty good. So, oh, okay. So she has that very condescending tone to like trying to bring you down. I'm like, oh, okay, good for you. I'm like, yeah, of course. What are you talking about? I'm better than you. I have a higher education. I have more qualification than you do. Don't dare you talking to me like that. So anyway, I didn't say that. I was trying to be, I'm not that kind of aggressive person. I'm trying to be nice. Okay. So then second time, same teacher, and then she came to me. I covered class for her, and then she was like, oh, my students really liked you. I'm very surprised. So you can't say anything nice? Why do you have to be like that? So I said, So I said to her this time, I was confident. I was like, I'm not surprised. All the students like me. And she was surprised. She was shocked. She was like, I can't believe you said that. But anyway, when I worked at the private language school, I liked all the students. They're really lovely. They're very open minded. As long as you're good, they don't complain. They don't say that, oh, you're not native speakers, you're not white, and then you're not good. They never had that kind of thing, except for Asian students. So I liked there, but some of the coworkers, not really, and they always trying to kind of bring you down, talk you down, right? So I'm like, eh. And then I have my boss, and he saw me teaching, and everybody was laughing, and they were enjoying the class. They were kind of talking loud and things like that. And he was surprised. He said, "Oh wow, wow, I'm very surprised about your class. Very fun, very energetic." I was, yeah, sure, okay. And then I have some of those TESOL students at school there, especially native speakers, and they came to me talk. They came to me and talked to me like I'm right here and he's up here. I'm like, hello. First of all, do you have a master's degree? Second of all, have you ever published anything? And then third of all, have you ever taught anything? If no, F off. Okay, so anyway, so those are the experience I had at this private language school. Then I worked. Some of you may know I also work at a university and a writing service center. I'm a English language learning specialist, so I'm helping international students with their writing. And most of the funny thing is actually most of the students who came to me are Canadians, not Chinese people. I guess they don't believe that a Chinese person can do really a good job in writing, which is funny. Anyway, so in the very beginning, I felt a little bit offended because how come our own people always discriminate against our own people? And then I kind of get over it. And then because all my Canadian students who came to me were very happy about what I helped them with. So they were always, I have like a long-term students. They always came to me. They're trying to book me because sometimes I wasn't available. But they would text me, say, "Oh, are you available on this day? Can I come to you? I really need your help." So that really makes me feel good because I know I'm very capable. It doesn't matter who you are, I can do this job, and I'm doing that well. Um, and I had this guy, I met him at the orientation one time. So when I first started this job, and he was the one who said that we can't have a Chinese tutors here because students will come here and start speaking Chinese. And so the lead said, well, that's why at work you have to speak English. If students come to you saying started speaking Chinese, then you should stop them. And he was the one who came to me and started speaking Chinese without asking me. He came to me twice. First, he had that attitude I really don't like. He's like, I'm up here, you're here, that kind of attitude. So he was like, right away started speaking Chinese with me. And I said, sorry, I can't because at work we're required to speak English. And he was okay. And his English wasn't that good. And he was judging me. Second time it was online because I was already kind of during COVID, and he came to me and he didn't even ask. He just said, since we're all Chinese, we'll just start speaking Mandarin. Excuse me, have you ever asked me if I wanted to speak Mandarin with you? But that kind of arrogance, drives me nuts. So anyway, but I really love that job at the university because I love writing. Not like I like to write, but it's more like I love helping other students with their writing. I think writing is a really fun thing to do. So, but the only thing I don't like is those Chinese students' attitudes toward Chinese people. I think when it comes to me tutoring them, and they always question a lot, which I understand because, well, I don't really look like a teacher. Second of all, I'm not white, so of course I'll question you. But when it comes to other tutors, I kind of overheard their content there, and some of them, they're okay. but they didn't really explain that content well. So, but they were like, they never questioned those white people. They were just like, oh, whatever you say is right. That really pisses me off. Okay. Um, anyway, so that was my experience at a university. And when it comes to this government funded program, I was like, hey, good place to work, but hard to deal with those students because they're from kind of Middle East, those Arabic speaking countries. And they would ask you a lot of questions. How old are you? How many years have have you been teaching? And something like that. They will question your qualifications. So it's okay. And I don't really care that much because I'm confident enough right now to say that whatever you question about me, uh, I can fight back, So that's about confidence. And that brings me to the topic about our Chinese people. It doesn't matter what kind of Chinese people, those students who actually discriminate against me or those students who support me, what we lack is confidence, and that's why they judge, right? So because they think Chinese people can't do well in teaching job, that's why they judge you, because they don't have the confidence about themselves, because they believe, oh, I'm not a native speaker, so I can't speak well English well. So that's the confidence, and a lot of people are judging other people and being judged, and that's why we can't really improve our speaking, because you're constantly worried about being judged, because that's how you judge other people, and you think they'll do the same thing to you too. You have to have the confidence to talk. That's what I said, right? So as long as you don't feel embarrassed, then it's not your business to feel embarrassed for other people, right? So you got to be confident to do it. That's what I'm going to say here is, as a Chinese English teacher in an English speaking country, all that takes is to be the best of you, to always study, learn, and improve yourself, and be confident because you are good, you are qualified, you have everything to do this job. So why do you start doubting yourself, questioning yourself? You shouldn't, and you should not let other people do that to you too. So that's it for today. Hopefully, I wasn't too talkative for you. And if you like it, and don't forget to give a thumbs up. Or if you have any questions you want me to know or you want to share with me, don't forget to leave a comment down below. And that's it. So stay tuned. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.